I don't care. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that intro was. Let's just go. I'm gonna do this one first, because I feel like it. In this level, we have the black background. I can see why this level is popular with the kids. Okay, no, I'm not doing the brown bricks thing. So, I guess to immediately start off on a random, rambling subject that is probably going to go nowhere. I mentioned last time I had a couple... Are we not going to go up? I had a couple random questions left. One of them just being, what is something I like that basically nobody else does, and the other one was like, what are my thoughts on VR? I mentioned that these are kind of related in a way, and not because of a reason that would actually make sense, but just because I can kind of vaguely, tangentially relate them together with my amazing robot abilities. I don't know what I'm talking about. Basically, I have to, like, invert the question to actually get anything out of it. Because as far as, like, stuff that I like that not many other people do, there's not really anything major that I can think of. And anything that I could think of is stuff that has already been discussed or shown off in other videos, like my random Beanie Baby obsession from when I was a kid and stuff like that. But there's not a lot of, like, super obscure things that I'm into. I guess, like, maybe you could count Homestar. I don't think Homestar is super obscure. Like, maybe now it kind of is, but it wasn't at one point. But no, my thing is things that I randomly hate that everybody else likes. The most noteworthy being, just the concept of smartphones in general. And, this is a subject I've gone, into, like, great lengths to explain at one point or another. I know one of them was during a, Tomb Raider 2 stream, but, I'm gonna try to, like, repeat some of my thoughts on it, just because it was a stream, and it's not one that is likely to be rewatched by a lot of people. Not that many people will be watching this, either, since it has an audience of, like, 20 people. But, I mean, it'll eventually be made public, I just don't know when yet. But yeah, I don't really have a reason for it. It's... I mean, I do, but it's a very shitty one. Like, usually, I'd have to say this is one of my biggest weaknesses, is whenever there's something that I am, like, passionate about, I never really have a reason for it. A good example is the Pokemon trading stuff, because I kind of hate it, and I feel that it cheapens the game. Like, I have my reasons for, like, I feel that, like I said, it kind of cheapens the game. I think if you can rely on online trading to get everything you want, then you're basically playing the game wrong, and I get all, like, annoying about it. And I've tried to be less of a douche about it recently, because back in the Gen 4 days, I was, like, this huge raging asshole about it. And the thing is, like, my thoughts on the subject have not changed. I've just kind of grown to accept that nobody wants to hear me bitch about it anymore. And I would also be slightly hypocritical, because I have made use of the GTS and stuff a bit in, like, Gen 6 and 7. It's just, I only use it as a last resort. But I'm getting off topic. It's just... My problem is I'm never good at wording why I don't like stuff. And so... That actually kind of ties into my whole fear of the judicial system, which is another subject that has nothing to do with anything, but, yeah, I'm just gonna work backwards here, and now that I've brought that up, I'm gonna talk about that randomly, and then see if I eventually get back to the original subject. I have no idea if I will, but, God, I'm trying to think how to even get into this one. Basically, I've never been in a situation where, like, I've had to defend myself in court because I've never, like, been arrested or anything like that, so it's a very strange fear to have, I guess. But, in school, we would always have, like, debate stuff that we'd have to do. Like, depending on the class, there were different kinds, and a lot of times they would just be in, like, English and stuff, but I've seen them in other subjects also. Like, I think we did one in biology once, for some reason. But, yeah, it's like, if you ever had to have like, a classroom debate, where you had to basically, like, argue for your side and come up with good points and stuff, I could never do that. Like, I could sometimes have good arguments, but I would be shit at bringing them up because I get nervous when I have to try to, like, defend myself, I guess. And I also don't like to talk over other people. And so, like, in the debate situations, you usually get graded on, like, how much you participate, and you kind of just have to butt in order to say stuff. And so I would never want to do that, and I'd always, like, go through the entire thing without saying a word, and it sucks. But, yeah, a specific example of hating the court system in general, was, I think it was in my sophomore year of high school, I forget which, but we were given a reading assignment. The book was called The Turn of the Screw. And the teacher specifically said, like, whatever you do, don't use, like, Cliff Notes or Spark Notes for this. Like, you actually do have to read the book. But, being a shit person, basically, I think we were given it over, like, a weekend, and we had to read the entire book, and I could not be bothered with that crap, so... Okay, that looks like a thing I can get to, and I would like to know how. Alright, let's see. I think I have an idea. Yeah, there we go. So I ended up just reading the Spark Notes anyway, and, the book was fairly lame. Like, I don't have a lot to say about it, but, basically, the overall plot, if you could even call it that, was there was, like, this nanny that was taking care of these two kids, and, hold on, let me see what this is first. Oh. Alright, sure. So this is basically the digging item, but it can be used anywhere. Okay. Anyway, yeah, she was looking after these two kids, and, partway through the book, basically, there was, like, these ghosts that she was, like, trying to protect them from, and the book ended with, like, one of the kids dying. And I remember basically nothing else of the book, but that was, like, the overall plot. And, the Spark Notes thing, if you've never used Spark Notes, it's basically just a website that kind of summarizes the main points of a book, and, like, so you don't have to actually read the whole thing, and you can still kind of cheese your way through, assignments and stuff. But, it pointed out that, it was quite possible that the ghosts didn't actually exist, and that the caretaker character was either just batshit insane, or was, coming up with a false threat to, like, kill these kids and get, like, an inheritance or something. And, because I didn't actually read the book proper, I assumed that this was kind of, like, communicated through the text somewhat well, and that it would be something that you would pick up on. Apparently not. The reason the teacher said to not read that was because the book had existed for years without anybody ever coming to that conclusion until, like, eventually some random, like, literary analyzer, or whatever the hell you want to call it, like, was like, hey, something's not quite right with this, and came up with that alternative, like, meaning behind the book. And so, I promise this is going somewhere. So the assignment that we had to do based on the book was, we basically had to, like, represent, oh, for fuck's sake, had to represent the freaking nanny character, like, in a court setting, either, like, defending her or, like, being the prosecution, and you had to pick a side, or I think you were assigned a side, I don't remember which, and, you had to, like, come up with cases, and we actually had to, like, go to a real courthouse and basically, like, play this thing out. And if that's something that sounds interesting to you, then that kind of sounds, I mean, obviously, I just said if it sounds interesting to you, but it's like, that might sound like an interesting thing to do. But, as I mentioned before, I suck at speaking up for myself, and just the entire situation seemed really stressful to me. And so, the night... Oh my god. The night before we had to do this, I basically couldn't sleep. And I kept, like, waking up in a cold sweat and freaking out and stuff, and I, like, made myself sick. Like, I legitimately came down with something out of stress. And the entire time I was there, I was, like, clammy and couldn't talk, and I basically did not get in a single word the entire time, and it sucked ass. And so ever since then, this has been a, just a random fear of mine. And there was a, actual situation at one point where I thought I was going to have to, not defend myself, but defend somebody else in court. It never ended up coming up, and I'm not really going to get into that, but, point is, it's a thing that I hate. And so, the reason I brought that up was because I was going to say I never have any good reasons for why I hate certain things, such as the whole smartphone thing. I basically just have a problem accepting new technology, and I don't really know why. It's like, with a new game system or whatever, I'm generally fine with it. Like, I'm not gonna say, like, the Switch is going too far. It should decide which it wants to be. It can't be a handheld and a console. It has to be one or the other. And, like, I don't like this HD rumble. It's gonna be the downfall of humanity. Like, I don't get into that kind of stuff. But when Wi-Fi first started becoming a thing, I basically just didn't really believe that it existed, I guess, because of poor experience with it. Like, I tried to use it a couple times with a wireless adapter on my laptop, and it never fucking worked. So, like, I think it was just a really bad, like, it was hotel internet, so I think they probably just had a bad router, or it was not strong enough, or the adapter sucked. I don't know what the problem was. But, it's like, a lot of laptops would come with the wireless stuff already built into it, so you didn't have to have this giant, stupid-ass card sticking out of the side of it. But mine never did, and my experiences with trying to use the wireless never worked, so my thought on the matter was just, Wi-Fi doesn't really work. I'm never going to use it. I'd rather just stick with the hard wire. And so, going back to the Pokemon subject, when Gen 4 first started, and I had not used a DS up to that point, like, I was reading all this stuff, and it's like, it's super convenient. You can trade and battle wherever, like, no matter what you want. You don't need a link cable, you just connect to the internet. And I'm like, bullshit, you can. Like, how the hell? Like, in my mind, I'm thinking, like, for trade evolutions and stuff, it's like, in the older games, you needed to you needed to know somebody else who had a system and a game, or you had to own 2 of them, and then you connect them with the link cable, which is also not guaranteed that one of you has, and then you go through all that crap, and then you can get your Machamp or whatever. And so, it was a process that, for me, I, like, very rarely was ever able to do it, and so trade evolutions were kind of something special and rare. And now, all of a sudden, here it is, it's like, whatever, just connect to some random person on GameFAQs, just give them your friend code, and you can do it in like 5 minutes. And I'm like, no, I don't like that, that's too easy. And so, it's like, I hated it because it was convenient. Also, I am fucking awful at this stage, oh my god. And so that's kind of like, that extends to my modern day mindset. Like, I refuse to get a smartphone. I don't even like the term smartphone. I think it sounds freaking stupid and pretentious. Like, but I don't want to get one because now that I've grown to accept Wi-Fi. It took me a few years, but I got there. But I still don't want to accept, like, internet access through, like, a cellular plan. Because, like, it's one thing if you can connect through, like, a wireless router, but connecting without one, like, what the hell? Like, you can't just do that, that's cheating. And I also feel like if it's a phone, it should be a phone, and it shouldn't be able to do this other stuff. Like, call it a pocket PC. Call it anything else other than a phone. Like, I hate it when people are saying, like, always talk about, like, oh, I have this on my phone. It's like, it's not a phone at that point. It's not acting like a phone. It's a computer. And it just pisses me off. And I can't really word it any way better than that. Like, even regular cell phones piss me off. I have one because I was eventually kind of convinced to get it, but I don't use it very often. And I still kind of believe that there are times where, like, you shouldn't have the convenience. Like, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm only 28, but I have the back in my day, y'all darn, like, you darn kids, etc., etc. Like, I have that old geezer mindset of, like, back in my day, you had to ask to borrow, like, you had to find a payphone, or you had to, like, go into somebody's house and ask to borrow their phone, like, or whatever. It's like, and I never had that personal that situation, really. I've had situations where I've had to borrow other people's cell phones because they had them and I didn't, but I don't know. And again, it's stupid as hell, but that goes back to my whole thing of, like, I can't give a good reason why I feel this way because I can't ever defend myself. So, the reason I brought this entire thing up in the first place was the question, something I like that nobody else does, and that was my reversal of the answer, something that everybody else in the world seems to be freaking obsessed with at this point, and I just hate. Like, I still stand by my statement that, like, I spend most of my free time on the internet, and when I'm out somewhere else, when I'm, like, at work or whatever, I feel like I shouldn't have to have it. Like, I don't know, I can manage a few hours doing things that aren't online. If I ever need to do something online, there will probably be a computer somewhere that I can use. I don't know. So, I'll finally shut up about that. Let's see what we got here. Your ship was a little bit magnificent, but it killed me a lot. Alright, let's just stick with the usual invincibility thing. Interesting attack pattern so far. I'm waiting for it to get bad. Okay. Oh. Yeah, it got interesting. Well, interesting in quotes, at least. I don't have my healing potion anymore. No, I don't. Okay. I'm gonna need to... oh, shit. He's trying to take out the entire foothold. Have at you. And I'm done. Okay. So let's see. I need to remind myself that I have the charge move. I can use the anchor attack thing. I can use the fireball. I can do any number of things. I just need to remember that I have these options. Yes. I think I'm gonna have to just let that one go over there. Okay, now he's all the way up there. Oh, let's do this. There we go. Get in some free hits. Wow, it's almost like if you use the items that you have and play smart, you can actually, like, do damage. What a concept. There we go. Okay. I like the rose. Alright, well that was an experience. So, it's probably going to be like a little mini-boss thing that appears here, and I'm going to not do it. I'm just going to go straight into the next level. Oh, do I have a dream? Nope. Okay. Does the dream only happen after you finish, like, a section of levels, or is it random? I haven't noticed when it comes up, so it's hard to say. Alright, let's just go for it. And it didn't actually even create a... oh, God. And we have, Metal Man? Is this Metal? It's Metal Man or, like, Spark Man. One or the other. Looks like the last level was a combination of, Airman from Mega Man 2, Gyro Man from Mega Man 4? 5? 5. And, Wind Man from Mega Man 8. Possibly even Tornado Man from Mega Man 9. A little bit of each of those. Like the little robot mice. Okay. But anyway, going back to the... if you can even call it a subject, it was more just a loose association of thoughts and me bitching about the, like, the state of the world today. Like, it may sound like I'm kind of over-exaggerating, but I really do kind of hate the smartphone technology, like, a lot. I kind of wish it never existed. There are practical applications for it, don't get me wrong. For, like, GPS and stuff, like, that's hella useful, and I'm on board with that, but I don't know. I can be a little bit of a hypocrite. But, going back to the question about thoughts on VR, I kind of feel the same way about that. And, once again, not for any specific reason, but it's something that I've not had any personal experience with yet. And I don't think I really realized it was actually a thing until it had been publicly available for a couple of years at least. Kind of like how I never knew about the war in Iraq until, like, it was over. And I still don't really know anything about it. Like, I know it existed, that's about it. That's the least useful one, but I'll guess. How do I get over? Oh, I can use the dagger. Okay. What was I saying? But yeah, it's just, I've never used it, I don't know much about it, and it's not that I'm opposed to the technology, but I don't really have any personal interest in it. And I've also not really seen any... I'm gonna say I've never seen any good applications for it, but I've also, just in general, not seen any applications for it, like, at all. So, it's not even a matter where it's like, I've only seen stupid stuff. I like, legitimately don't know what it's being used for. And so, I think there's, like, a trend of, like, scare cam type crap, but I haven't actually seen any of it. Can I even get up here? Looks like I should be able to, but I don't know. But yeah, I know so little on the subject that you might as well be asking me about, like, German politics. Like, I don't know anything. And so, a follow-up question related to that one was, like, if somebody ever sent me a VR device, like, theoretically, I know that they wouldn't, would I ever make use of it? And the answer is hard to say. Like, if it was given to me, I would feel pretty guilty if I didn't use it for something, so I'd probably at least test it out. But I have no idea what that would involve. Because I think part of the whole point of VR is the fact that, like, you are in the game. And if I'm just streaming or recording the game, then I'm getting the experience, maybe, but nobody else is, so I don't really know how that would work. Unless, again, we're doing a, like, scare cam type thing, and I don't usually do those, because I think they're kind of dumb, so, I don't know, it would be weird. And nobody asked me this one specifically, but, like, not now at least, but I think, I've been offered a 3DS capture card, at least to borrow, at one point, and I generally feel guilty accepting stuff like that. I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not really sure what I'd use it for if I had one. I've mentioned that if I ever did have one of those, I might do, like, Kid Icarus Uprising, because I've not played more than, like, 10% of that game, and it does look interesting. I've just not had the motivation to really play it. But, I don't know. That was a little bit out of nowhere, but it was somewhat related, so I figured I'd mention it. What is this stage? Alright, let's see. I just make use of the invincibility thing. I think oh, well, let's see, this will be able to take me back, probably. What does this thing do? Ride over hazards. Okay, so this is basically item 2 from Sacramento. Or item 1 and 2 combined. Let's see how it works. Oh. Okay. Didn't quite... I thought it was gonna, like, climb the wall. It did not. So at this point, if I have not scared off my entire audience with my list of things that I don't like... No, I'm not gonna talk about anything else. I could. Believe me. Oh, fucking hell. There are a lot of things in life that I am vocally against, but I usually try to keep that stuff to myself. Keyword being usually. I don't always. Alright, so I guess we'll want to do that whole section again. So, what is this thing? This is like... It's the blacksmith from Homestar, but it's like shooting aggressive pizzas or something. Like, what is this? And what is it doing in my Star Fox game now? No, I cannot take it anymore. What is the... Anyway, I don't remember if I went to the right, so I'm gonna look there again. I feel like I should remember this. Yeah, I did this room. Okay. Sorry, I legitimately couldn't remember. Partially because I am a, salmon. Might as well be a salmon. Yo. That isn't cheap or anything. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be a smart cookie. There, now I don't have to do it. That was probably the best use I could ever make of that, so I am hoping that it was worthwhile. You are a douche. Okay, so how do I get down there? Oh my god. God, I am barely anywhere in this stage. I guess this is going to be a long video. I already, used up all my materials, so... Now we'll just talk about, like, TJ Birkenbake and Sons Co. Ltd. Limited Liability Company. A family company. Wait a second. There was just a ladder in the middle I could have gone up the entire time. I seriously didn't notice that. Good. Oh, never mind. It doesn't do anything. However, there is a ladder on the right side that I can probably get to that I just didn't notice. Yeah, okay. Was it worth it? No, not really. Also, I probably actually got that at one point and then just forgot about it. Because I was too busy talking about, like, being a salmon or something. Salmon helmet, maybe. Maybe a pizza trophy. Cheap it out. When in doubt, foil it out. That's a math term. I don't remember what it was for. I think it was for, like, factoring. I don't remember. Something from, like, 8th grade. Maybe 7th. Make. Make and don't die. Don't die being one word and spelled wrong. Wait, do I have all the things? Huh. Does that mean I'm actually almost done with this game? I figured there was a lot more after this. Big mouth Billy Bass. Okay. Can I hit another continue point? Thank you. And we've now hit, Carnival Night Zone? I think is what I can call that. Okay, let's see what's at the top then. That's the whole song. I mean, that's all it needed to be.
Yeah! I probably should have used an item.
Okay, I might be done. Who am I kidding? I'm never done. Get! Okay, good. And don't die. Cool. Yeah, poke. Background is definitely Metal Man. To paraphrase Sean Baby, Metal Man is kind of the loser of the Robot Masters, because all the other ones were also made of metal, but they didn't feel the need to, like, name themselves after it. This is a fun situation to be in. Okay. Eventually I will learn how to fight these things well. Today is not that day. Actually, who am I kidding? It'll never be that day. Yeah, timing. Yeah, timing. Yeah, timing! Okay. Turkey? Good. I like how turkeys are just the go-to health item in most games. Okay, maybe not most games, but... It's this game and Streets of Rage. That's 2 whole games. Ricky Tikki Tavi saved Billy's life, and he saved our lives. He saved all our lives. The kid wasn't actually named Billy, but I don't remember what his name was, so we're just gonna go with that. Congratulations, you dug up several fish. Not fished up several fish, dug up several fish. Mr. Strongbad, you've won the mile. How did you... What's your secret? The cheat! Okay, it has now stopped being Metal Man, and it has turned into, Crash Man stage, and one of the Wily Castle stages. Not Wily's Castle, Wily Castle. Okay, well, bye. Not dealing with you. Yeah, I feel like I don't need to deal with you. I earned that. Oh, shit.
No. No! Why have you come here, Turtle King?
For millions of eons, our people have coexisted peacefully. But now we are waging war. For no reason.
No! Yeah!
What did I quote that in? I think Yoshi's Island DS. There's just some random video where I did that, and now I did it a second time. So, good. There's a Drawn Dream 4, for those of you wondering. Drawn Dream is a very strange series. It also brought us the line, "That's a big tornado. I'm gonna shoot that tornado." And the line, "It is I, the great Mysterio. If you wish to harness my talents, you must first surrender to me your genitals." Which is just an overall great line. Like, I don't know how you can beat that one. I need to go back and rewatch those.
Hey, wait a minute. That's not a breathalyzer. That's a gun.
Yes, yes it is. No! God damn it, why? The only thing keeping me sane all these years is this tree. I've been growing it for, I forget what the hell he says. All I know is that fricking, Vincent Price, whatever the hell his character's name is in this, just randomly eats the entire tree. He's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't really listening. What was that, huh?" It's a weird fucking series. If you have never seen it and don't know anything about it, here I am talking about, like, Vincent Price eating a tree, and it made about as much sense as in context as how I just explained it, but still. Good old days of albino black sheep. I like Flash movies. Not sure if people really still do Flash movies. I know that the website is still updated, but I don't know how frequently it gets new content. Also, you know what site sucks? E-Bombs World. I remember that place was really popular for a while, and honestly, I mean, it might not still be now, but it was for way longer than it had any right to be. And most of the stuff on that site was stolen from other sites with no permission. So, good job, E-Bombs World. You are humble and lovable. Alrighty. That seemed like a necessary mechanic. Didn't make any damn noise at all. Okay. Alright, what's the gimmick of this fight? Because so far he's, like, supposed to be pathetic, and I'm sure he's gonna have, like, a freaking mech or something. Like, certainly this can't be the whole thing. Okay, that's a little bit more annoying, but still. When's it gonna get bad? Okay, no, I still don't believe that was the whole fight. There we go. Something's coming up. Yeah, pretty much.
Jeez, how predictable.
Yeah, this game is very much Mega Man. Just with a physical weapon. I've said it many times, and I stand by it. Ugh. Probably shouldn't do that charge up move. Okay, I can't even hit with it here, so I'll just do this for a bit. Ah, shit.
No! What are you doing? No! No!
Okay. My time making noises is complete. Except it's not at all. I wish I had a freaking potion. Never gonna call them I-cores, because I think it's a weird word. Okay. And there we go. Unnecessary combo in the air, and then 6th phase. He skips 3, 4, and 5, just goes straight to phase 6. And it's just like it's a bunny. Okay, I am going to do my best to ignore whatever stuff opens up after this sequence here. And okay, here we go. So yeah, is this after every set of levels? Because that kind of seems like that would be the case. Can I get any enemy dead? Enemy dead? Get any enemy dead? Get any oh wait, hold on. I have a thing. Yeah. Alright, there we go. I don't remember if I actually caught her last time. I know I, like, intentionally didn't, and then I don't know if I succeeded. Okay. If any levels open up, I'm not doing them. Huh, okay, I guess that is pretty much the end of the game there. Okay. Let me turn in this meal ticket, so I don't forget to do it next time. And then we're gonna call it a segment. So, not sure how many parts are gonna be left in this series. It's, only showing 2 levels left on the map, but they could be long and difficult, and there could be more after that, so... I'm not specifically asking, for the record, so you don't have to tell me, but, we might be coming up on the end of this sometime soon. That's just kind of a cheese sandwich. Alright, yeah, we are gonna be done. So next time, clearing up a couple levels I haven't done, like just the one treasure level, and I guess seeing what the last places are. And then there will be pie. Oh, okay, let's actually leave. You know, I've never tried this body swap. What does that do? Make everybody female, or... No, I want to do opposite. Okay. Yeah. And go back. They don't until the next level. Damn it, you're making me play longer than I wanted. It's like, he's in armor. It better not have frickin' boob armor. Okay, well it doesn't. It's not particularly noticeable. Did everybody actually swap? It doesn't look like they did. Yeah, whatever. I don't really care. We'll mess with that some other time, maybe. But yeah, ending.